Nope.
I think every town has urban legends that float around. Although even as a kid, I never believed them. I always saw them as just silly stories locals had made up to scare the children. The stories of the creatures of Needlepoint Creek seemed ludicrous to me. I learned later on that I was terribly mistaken. Needlepoint Creek is located deep in the woods of Indiana. In fact, it wasn't too far from my childhood home. I lived on the edge of town, right about where the woods began. My friends and I always played in the woods, building forts and climbing trees. We would never go far enough to reach the creek, though. My mother was never the overprotective type, but she forbade that I go deep into the woods with my friends. "It's not safe," she said. I remember asking her why, but she would never tell me. My father once told me the stories about Needlepoint Creek. Creatures black as night, with claws as sharp as knives, wreak havoc upon the lost souls near Needlepoint Creek. Don't ever go there, you understand? He would always tell me. I never believed him. I thought he was only trying to reinforce my mom's rule. As we got older, my friends and I got more and more curious about what the deep woods actually contained. It was summer of our senior year. I was sitting in my room with my friends when Nathan brought up the idea that we travel deep into the woods and camp out for one night near the creek. "Are you crazy?" Ben asked. "Our parents warned us to never go there, and you just want to have a sleepover there like it's no big deal?" "Oh, come on, Ben," I blurted out. "This could be our last summer here. Don't you want to find out if the rumors are true? Besides, maybe you'll finally find a girlfriend there," I teased. "Ha, you're so funny," he shot back. "Fine, but only for one night. And you have to do my homework for a week." "Deal." I smirked and shook his hand. June 15th. Around 3 p.m., we set off into the woods, armed only with our camping gear and determination. At about 2 miles in, the trail ended abruptly into thick brush and woodland. "Looks like we're gonna just have to rough it from here," Nathan said. "Let's do this," I said, determined. It was hard to maneuver over the uneven ground, covered with decaying leaves and tree roots. We reached a river that had been dried out long ago, leaving a deep hole in its path that extended for miles. I spotted a fallen tree that fit perfectly over the edge. "Not to worry, boys. I think we just found our way across." Nathan made it across just fine. "Come on, guys. It's not so bad." Ben began to panic. "No, you guys. I don't have good balance. I don't think I should." "Listen, man. The log is wide enough. If you're careful, you won't even have to worry. You can do this, okay?" I reassured him. "Okay." He hesitated. He began to cross nervously. He reached about halfway, and then I watched in horror as his body shifted in a way that looked like he was being pushed by an invisible force. He lost his footing and fell into the ravine. His body hit the rocky ground below with a sharp thud. "Holy shit!" I screamed. "Ben, are you okay?" I found a way to lower myself to the bottom. When I reached him, his body was curled into a ball, and he was holding his leg while crying. "Let me see." He lifted his hand to reveal a sharp, jagged edge of a bone protruding from his leg. "Damn it," Nathan muttered. "We have to go back." "How do you suppose we do that?" I questioned. "Ben can't exactly walk at the moment, and we can't just leave him here." "Okay, maybe we can carry him, like on our backs or something," Nathan said, panicked. "Okay, but how would we get him out of this ravine?" I have rope in my bag," Ben groaned. "You could tie it around my waist and pull me out that way." The process of getting Ben out of there was excruciating. Nathan and I tied a makeshift harness around his body. Nathan climbed up the rock wall and began to pull the rope. I stayed behind to guide him. "I told you we shouldn't have done this," Ben cried out in pain as his broken limb hit the rock wall. "I'm so sorry, Ben. I promise we're going to get you out of this." I felt awful. Once we got Ben to the surface, Nathan and I threw each of his arms over our shoulders. With the inevitable darkness of night looming over us, we began heading the direction we came from. Ben yelped out in pain with every step. We walked about a mile and then came across a stretch of bushes. "I'll go see what's on the other side before we drag Ben through there," Nathan said. He disappeared in the bushes for a moment. It went silent. "Nathan," I called out. No response. "Come on, man. This isn't funny." "You guys aren't going to believe this," he said as he appeared from the bushes. "What are you talking about?" "We must have circled back or something," he said. "What do you mean?" I asked, alarmed. "I don't know. We're back at the ravine." "That's impossible. We went straight through," I almost shouted. "If you don't believe me, you can take a look for yourself." I pushed through the bushes, and sure enough, we were back at the ravine. Suddenly, everything was quiet. "Hey guys, are you back there?" No response. "Guys!" Suddenly, I heard giggling, but there was something off about it. It almost didn't sound human. "Ben, Nathan, is that you?" The laughing turned into a low growl. I ran back through to the other side. "Why do you look scared?" Ben asked. "Yeah, why do you look so scared, Isaac?" Nathan smirked. I don't know. I guess there's an animal back there or something." "I think you're just imagining things. I didn't hear anything," Nathan said as he stared past me. We headed through the brush yet again to try and find our way out. About half a mile later, we came to the same patch of bushes. "Okay, I know for sure we did not circle around. This isn't possible," Ben yelled. "I don't know what's happening." I began to panic, and Nathan said nothing. "Stay here. I'm gonna go find a way out of here," I told them. I ran through the woodland trying not to trip. I found myself back in front of the bushes. "What the hell?" I shouted. I ran in a different direction, back at the bushes. I ran again and again, and found myself back at those same bushes each time. "Guys, I think we're stuck in some kind of loop." I tried to catch my breath. "That's not possible." Ben said in disbelief. I don't know, okay? All I know is I tried every direction, and every direction led me back here. I don't know what's going on. But for right now, there's no way out. I tried to come to terms with it as the words left my mouth. What are we going to do? I don't know. But for right now, our best bet is to try and stay calm and set up camp while we figure this out. Nathan and I set up the tent we brought with us. I built a fire and then tried my best to stabilize Ben's wound with a first aid kit I had taken from my parents' closet. Hey, Isaac, Ben said as I was wrapping his leg in gauze. Yeah? What if our parents were right? What do you mean? I asked. About the creatures. What if that's what's happening to us right now? That's not possible. Those are just silly kid stories. I tried to reassure him. But I had a feeling in the pit of my gut that I was wrong. Night fell over us in a blanket of darkness. We all sat around the fire to keep warm. Nathan stared off into the darkness. We should just accept it, he said in a trance-like state. Accept what? I asked, concerned. We're never getting out of here. They're coming for us. They're going to take us, and we should just accept it. Who's they? I asked, frightened. Them, he replied as he pointed out into the dark. You know something, Isaac? He continued, reaching into his bag. Dude, what are you talking about? I said, on edge. The creatures really aren't that bad. In fact, he said calmly, as he began to pull out a fishing knife out of his bag. Nathan, what are you doing with the knife? I panicked. I think we should embrace them. He laughed, and I watched in shock as he lurched forward and stabbed Ben in the stomach. I heard Ben scream as the knife plunged in and out of his body. No! I screamed. The next few seconds passed in slow motion. I ran toward him and tried to tackle him. With almost inhuman strength, Nathan threw me into a tree. I felt my skull hit the base of the tree, and then everything went black. I woke up slumped against the tree. My eyes fluttered open as I saw Nathan crying next to Ben's lifeless body. What have I done? What have I done? He sobbed. They made me do this, he screamed. Who made you do what? I choked. The creatures. I never wanted to hurt anyone, but they made me. His face was smeared with blood. I tried to sit up. It's okay. We can fix this. I tried to calm him. No, we can't. Ben is dead. They made me kill him. And now, he said as he stood up, they're going to make me kill you too. He cried as he headed toward me. Nathan, we can talk through this. I'm your friend, I pleaded. I'm so sorry, Isaac. He sobbed as he raised the blade above me. In a split second, I saw a large, black, mist-like creature swoop in over him. With claws as sharp as knives, the creature disemboweled Nathan. I watched as his intestines fell from his stomach. The creature took one final swipe. Nathan's head came off and rolled towards me. I began screaming as I was coated in his blood. I vomited and began to sob. I heard the creature let out a shrill screech as it disappeared into the darkness of the night. "Take me too!" I cried, not wanting to live with what I had just witnessed. Eventually, I decided to try and walk back home. The way back was difficult because of my concussion, but I was no longer stuck in a loop. I reached my house. My mother screamed when she saw that I was covered in blood. She cried as she held me. "You went into the woods, didn't you?" I just stared at the wall, in shock and trying to process everything. No one except for my mother believes me about the horrors of that day. I'm writing this from prison. I'm being held on 2 counts of first-degree murder. I don't know why the creature decided to let me live. It would have been kinder just to kill me. I guess I'll never know. I'm an innocent man. You, dear reader, maybe won't believe me. Maybe you do. Whatever you choose to believe, I ask that you please beware the creatures of Needlepoint Creek. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you did, you know what to do. Destroy that damn like button and share it if you liked it, comment if you liked it. If you don't do one of those things at least, guess what? You're gonna wake up in Needlepoint Creek and I'm gonna be standing above you and things are just gonna get uglier from there, I promise. Shout out to the author of this video, Reddit user, I kid you not, TheOGBigtittygothgf. I'm gonna leave a link down below so you guys know I'm not just making things up. Great job on the story. I had a really good time reading it, and that is that. If you want to learn more, just check out their Reddit profile. Until next time, everybody, stay safe out there. I'll be seeing you in the next video.